Hello everyone and welcome to our video. This one's going to be a little bit different as it is a product review. I was given by one of my suppliers some REDKEN Flash Lift Bonder inside a powdered lightener, and that's what I'm going to be working with, and then toning with a Shades EQ liquid toner, Glosser. Love that stuff. At least the ones I've used, and so we'll see how this goes. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to offset my weaving by using all different kinds of sectioning. That way I'm not promoting a strong contrasting line, which promotes strong grow out. Now, I don't know why, but every one of the sections that I foiled, after I would check them about 10 minutes into the process, the lightener was definitely separating and coagulating like you see here. In fact, that happened to every foil. I would go back every 10 minutes of processing and I'd find the same problem, and I would just take my brush that I got from the American Board of Certified Hair Colorists from Ande Nizacek. Really like that pink brush, but anyway, I'd go through, and as you can see the clumping right here, I would just take that clumping, smooth it out, and no problems at all. The color lifted very nicely. It left the hair in pretty good shape considering we're working with bleach, but every foil did that, even though we mixed it according to manufacturer's instructions. I do prefer to use a board, and the reason is that way I can work the lightener, color, whatever I'm working with, I can work it more firmly through the hair with my brush. Also, I can lay my foils on it, and instead of on their face, the client's face, or against their head, and I can smooth it in very nicely and then fold it up in a nice tidy fashion so that the foil doesn't slip. A technique I learned years ago is to take a very healthy amount of lightener, put it on the foil, then take your section, put it over the top of it, and then work it over with fresh lightener. But that helps to make sure you get total saturation. As I mentioned earlier, I use multiple weaving techniques. I use skip weaving, I use slice weaving, I use very fine pieces, what you might call baby lights. I use all those different techniques to reduce the contrast of sections at the scalp. Here is yet another example of how the lightener would try to separate or kind of clot, if you will, and basically just kind of take my brush and work it through a little bit, or work it back into a cream, and it would do fine after that. So if you have any suggestions as to why it might tend to do this, my lightener has never done this before. My regular lightener, I should say. So I'd be curious to know why. It did not seem to affect the quality of the color at all. I just kept reapplying it, making sure that it was nice and smooth. But here's the thing, who really wants to be going through a foil or a weaving and checking the foils constantly during the process? My same supplier wanted me to give it a try, this pewter tone in REDKEN Shades EQ, and so I thought that would be a fine opportunity for us to do so. I will say straight out of the gate, I really like the tone of this color. I really do. Here is the end result of this process. I really did enjoy it quite a bit. I like the highlights on this very much. I enjoyed using the 07NA pewter in REDKEN Shades EQ. I might just use that again. I tend to use Chromastics hair color, but this was nice change of pace as well. Don't be shy, we'd love to have you stick around, so why don't you go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment if you'd like to. If you have any observations as to why this lightener may have acted this way, be sure to let me know in the comment section. That would be a good thing to share with the community in general.